A gentleman on TikTok who works as a gravedigger near Bowling Green and the surrounding areas discovered something sinister while at work. This gentleman isn't a gravedigger full time. He does it to earn some extra money on the side. Whenever they need help, they just give him a call, he shows up and does what he has to do. One weekend while digging graves, his boss asked him to help him move a casket that had set up crooked in the grave. He hopped off his backhoe and helped his boss manually lift the casket. But when he picked it up, he couldn't believe what he was feeling. It was absolutely weightless, as if there was no body in there whatsoever. Baffled, he mentions to his boss, "Wow, are you sure there's a body in here? This is way too light." His boss looks at him and says, "Don't ask questions to which you don't want to know the answer, son." At the time, he laughed it off, but that reply later left him in shock. He couldn't stop thinking about what he meant. This would lead him down a rabbit hole that would leave him mortified. Check it out.
Y'all want to hear some shit to really blow y'all's mind this morning? So, as a side hustle, I dig graves and graveyards and cemeteries across Bowling Green and surrounding counties. Something didn't set right with me today. As I was digging, the guy that's the director of the graveyard walked up to me. And he was like, "We need to lift that casket up to get it even." So we put it on a tally and brought it back up. When we brought it back up, it come off even in a way, but it was crooked in the corner. So he's like, "We gotta lift it." So I lifted it, me and him together. But the weirdest thing was, it was really light. Like, extremely light. Like, and I'm not a big dude. So I was like, I told him, I was like, why is that so light? He was like, "Don't ask questions that you ain't ready for." Y'all, I'm freaked out. What are they doing with these bodies?
After posting that video, within hours, it was at millions of views. He had people in the comments, from funeral directors to people telling him to watch his back, that they were going to take him. He started getting threats on his life for exposing what he shouldn't have been. What that was, Lord knows. Is it true? I have no idea. That's for you to decide after you watch this video.
What's up, y'all? Part 2 to the video. It's got about 3.3 million views as of right now. A lot of people seen it. I got people writing me. I got people calling me. Even the people I was talking about in the video. I've got to be all the way honest with you guys. When I made the video saying that casket was light, that wasn't something that I did just because. The reason why I did it is because it's becoming a pattern. Since COVID, this industry has 100% changed. I'm not going to sit up here and act like that I know what they're doing. But I know it ain't right, and I know I'm going to find out. I don't know where this journey might lead me, trying to figure out what's going on. But I feel like that all my life, I've wanted to know the truth about everything. And while everybody else was living this fairy tale, I've always known that this world is off. We're in spiritual warfare, y'all. Good versus bad. You can discredit me, you can say whatever. But we are. If you notice in the first video, all the people that was giving me backlash was funeral directors, funeral homes. I've heard people say they're going to sue me. They're going to try to lock me up. I've even heard some say that they're going to try to take me out. I really don't care. Because you know what? The truth is worth more than sometimes even your life. I know a lot of people is going to think this is crazy. But I promise you, y'all, there is something going on with burials. There's something going on with bodies. And if you don't believe me, that's fine. There's a lot of reasons in this world for you not to believe people. But in this instant right here, I'm being real. I advise you that if you bury somebody, that you do request to be there. If somebody is being cremated, then, you know, it's your choice. I think that some states do let you be there. I don't trust nothing. My boss is always here at 6 a.m. sharp. It's 8:13. Not one day. This is a 61-year-old man, countryman, that never misses work. He's nowhere to be found. Today we uncovered the truth. And every day from here on out, that's my goal. And I hope you guys are with me. God bless you and have a good day.
Going through the comments myself, I noticed a lot of people were saying the same thing. They were referencing a 1973 movie called Soylent Green. So naturally, I had to do some digging. What is this Soylent Green and what is it all about? Well, the metaphor was nothing less than fascinating. Soylent Green is based in 2025. It's in a dystopia type society where the rich have separated themselves drastically from the poor. Almost as if it's a Great Depression, but technology's more advanced. Nevertheless, people aren't doing any better. They're being replaced by robots. They're starving. There's famine. Everybody's poor. As a result, the people started having to ration their food. The elite's solution to this was making these wafers, these small generic wafers, Soylent Green, Soylent Red, Soylent Blue. One represented protein, one represented plants, and Soylent Green was the most recent one released. This was the most favored one by the people. In the movie, a detective knows something's amiss. People start going missing that know something, but he can't figure out what it is. Well, by the end of the movie, he figures out that Soylent Green was actually recycled human flesh. And the elite were doing whatever they had to keep this from the public. And that meant taking out anybody in their way. But this detective was adamant. He was very well respected in the community. And he fights to bring the truth to light. What does that mean? I'm not saying it means anything. I'm not saying it's happening today. Absolutely not. And again, let me be clear. I'm not saying that they're doing anything with these bodies, that these people that are burying their loved ones may not be burying them at all. Not saying that in any way, shape, or form because I have no way to prove any of that. But people tend to lean towards this may be a possibility. And these are your uber conspiracy theorists. People argue that how could we have so much fast food industry beef and so much meat in the fast food industry, but we don't see any cows or pastures? Where are all the graveyards? People are saying per capita, there's not near enough graveyards. They would be all over the world and all over the countryside if, in fact, they were being used properly or being used ethically. Now, whether this is all accurate or true, I can't say, and I have no idea. Nevertheless, it's something that's interesting to look into. It's something that's interesting to ponder. Seems like he's a genuinely good guy, that he's always kind of questioned things in the status quo. In his next video, though, he brings out statistics. These statistics are going to blow your mind. Take a listen.
I know a lot of y'all today, and some of y'all are skeptical, and a lot of y'all might find this hard to believe, what I'm saying. But just a little statistic to kind of wake y'all up on something. There's 144,000 cemeteries in America. Now, how in the world, with all the people that's come from different timelines, do they all fit in something like that. Not only that, you can say, well, some people's getting cremated. Cool, that's fine too. Think about all the people that died in one city during COVID. The numbers are staggering. The funeral homes was having to put people in ice trucks in California. You don't believe me? Go look it up. And we're sitting up here wondering, like all of us are, what's going on. I don't know what's gonna come out of this, y'all. I might lose my job. Anything might happen. I really don't care. But I just want to drop those statistics. 144,000 cemeteries. There's no way, bro. The math ain't mathing.
Where do the bodies of people go when they pass away? Could, of course, many of them be cremated? I think a large majority of them are, 70 to 80%. That could answer for a lot of the discrepancy. But regardless, the empty caskets is a very odd phenomenon. And the fact that he said it ramped up and changed right after COVID. In his last video, he explains that they tell him he has to take the video down or they're going to fire him. This is how scared or threatened the industry surrounding him seems to be. So much so, his boss didn't even show up to work the next day after he posted the video. Probably because he knew he shouldn't have opened his mouth. Either way, among funeral homes and funeral home directors, there seems to be a code that you don't talk about what happens in Fight Club.
So I was just informed that if I don't take the video down about the body not being in the casket, then I'm going to get fired. My boss called me and told me that the video is causing distraction from the funeral homes and the cemeteries. And that also, it could cause them people to look elsewhere. That being said, it could cost him money for less burials. And me as well. I knew when I posted that there was a possibility, something would be said, but I never dreamed that I could maybe be fired. But honestly, I feel like that I'm going to leave the video up, and whatever comes out of it, comes out of it. They did wrong, not me. No matter what nobody says in the comment, no matter what nobody tells you,